Pattern 211. You'd better not.
Do you think my opening bid is good?
Not really. You'd better not make a higher bid.
What makes you say that?
Your first bid is too high. The car isn't worth that. 1.
You'd better not get me upset. You'd better not get me upset.
2. You'd better not talk about her. You'd better not talk about her. 3.
You'd better not forget my advice. You'd better not forget my advice.
4. You'd better not meet him. You'd better not meet him. 5.
You'd better not leave right now. You'd better not leave right now.
6. You'd better not make a higher bid. You'd better not make a higher bid. 7.
You'd better not leave your kid alone. You'd better not leave your kid alone.
8. You'd better not reject my suggestion. You'd better not reject my suggestion. 9.
You'd better not be absent from the meeting. You'd better not be absent from the meeting.
10. You'd better not go out for a walk late at night. You'd better not go out for a walk late at night. Pattern 212. I think we'd better.
This restaurant is getting really busy.
I think we'd better order quickly.
That's a good idea.
Let's scan the menu quickly. 1.
I think we'd better look for them. I think we'd better look for them.
2. I think we'd better put his plan to a vote. I think we'd better put his plan to a vote. 3.
I think we'd better make an announcement. I think we'd better make an announcement.
4. I think we'd better hire a nanny. I think we'd better hire a nanny. 5.
I think we'd better order quickly. I think we'd better order quickly.
6. I think we'd better review the specification. I think we'd better review the specification. 7.
I think we'd better take our umbrellas with us. I think we'd better take our umbrellas with us.
8. I think we'd better go down the mountain now. I think we'd better go down the mountain now. 9.
I think we'd better fill up at the next gas station. I think we'd better fill up at the next gas station.
10. I think we'd better exchange our dollars for yen here. I think we'd better exchange our dollars for yen here. Pattern 213. I have done.
Are you going to help Mike?
I have done everything I can.
So you're not going to help him.
There is nothing more I do for him. 1.
I have done a good deed. I have done a good deed.
2. I have done my homework. I have done my homework. 3.
I have done something worthwhile. I have done something worthwhile.
4. I have done my report. I have done my report. 5.
I have done scrapbooking. I have done scrapbooking.
6. I have done a half marathon. I have done a half marathon. 7.
I have done everything I can. I have done everything I can.
8. I have done some volunteer work. I have done some volunteer work. 9.
I have done a remodeling of our house. I have done a remodeling of our house.
10. I have done nothing to help the homeless. I have done nothing to help the homeless. Pattern 214. I've heard.
Do you happen to know Stacy Stewart?
Sure, she's one of my best friends.
I've heard she's not very nice.
What are you talking about? She's an angel. 1.
I've heard your son is brilliant. I've heard your son is brilliant.
2. I've heard Dennis is raising lizards. I've heard Dennis is raising lizards. 3.
I've heard there was an earthquake last night. I've heard there was an earthquake last night.
4. I've heard she's not very nice. I've heard she's not very nice. 5.
I've heard Carol is left-handed. I've heard Carol is left-handed.
6. I've heard that she went bankrupt. I've heard that she went bankrupt. 7.
I've heard Levin looks after his mom. I've heard Levin looks after his mom.
8. I've heard your brother is really sociable. I've heard your brother is really sociable. 9.
I've heard squash is helpful to lose belly fat. I've heard squash is helpful to lose belly fat.
10. I've heard Colorado is the best place to go for a resort vacation. I've heard Colorado is the best place to go for a resort vacation. Pattern 215. I've decided to.
I've decided to study abroad.
Where are you going to study?
I'm thinking of Stanford in the U.S.
I envy you. Good luck. 1.
I've decided to apply for the job. I've decided to apply for the job.
2. I've decided to take a cooking lesson. I've decided to take a cooking lesson. 3.
I've decided to take part in the marathon. I've decided to take part in the marathon.
4. I've decided to study abroad. I've decided to study abroad. 5.
I've decided to join the army. I've decided to join the army.
6. I've decided to book a cruise. I've decided to book a cruise. 7.
I've decided to go to law school. I've decided to go to law school.
8. I've decided to sell half of my stocks. I've decided to sell half of my stocks. 9.
I've decided to rent a studio apartment. I've decided to rent a studio apartment.
10. I've decided to enroll in the advanced course. I've decided to enroll in the advanced course. Pattern 216. I've been.
How have you been, Sophia?
I've been sick in bed for a week.
Are you feeling better?
Yes, I am. I feel good enough to take a walk. 1.
I've been fishing on the boat. I've been fishing on the boat.
2. I've been trying to fly this kite. I've been trying to fly this kite. 3.
I've been considered for a management position before. I've been considered for a management position before.
4. I've been editing her layouts. I've been editing her layouts. 5.
I've been sick in bed for a week. I've been sick in bed for a week.
6. I've been building up toy blocks. I've been building up toy blocks. 7.
I've been polishing his car for an hour. I've been polishing his car for an hour.
8. I've been coaching a young boys' baseball club. I've been coaching a young boys' baseball club. 9.
I've been inquiring about the price of real estate. I've been inquiring about the price of real estate.
10. I've been making different kinds of mousse for dessert for a decade. I've been making different kinds of mousse for dessert for a decade. Pattern 217. Have you ever been?
Have you ever been homesick while traveling abroad?
Whenever I've stayed abroad, it has never failed to overwhelm me.
How did you get over it?
I've always tried to have Korean food. 1.
Have you ever been treated as a VIP? Have you ever been treated as a VIP?
2. Have you ever been the class president? Have you ever been the class president? 3.
Have you ever been accused of anything? Have you ever been accused of anything?
4. Have you ever been called rich? Have you ever been called rich? 5.
Have you ever been bitten by a dog? Have you ever been bitten by a dog?
6. Have you ever been accepted for a bank loan? Have you ever been accepted for a bank loan? 7.
Have you ever been loved by someone? Have you ever been loved by someone?
8. Have you ever been disregarded by your friends? Have you ever been disregarded by your friends? 9.
Have you ever been thought of as a professional? Have you ever been thought of as a professional?
10. Have you ever been homesick while traveling abroad? Have you ever been homesick while traveling abroad? Pattern 218. Have you seen?
Have you seen the weather forecast?
Yes, I have. It said it's going to rain today.
No way. We're supposed to go on a picnic today.
You might have to change your plans. 1.
Have you seen my compass? Have you seen my compass?
2. Have you seen a road sign recently? Have you seen a road sign recently? 3.
Have you seen the rainbow over the hill? Have you seen the rainbow over the hill?
4. Have you seen change machine? Have you seen change machine? 5.
Have you seen a white lion before? Have you seen a white lion before?
6. Have you seen the weather forecast? Have you seen the weather forecast? 7.
Have you seen her waterproof watch? Have you seen her waterproof watch?
8. Have you seen my shovel in the warehouse? Have you seen my shovel in the warehouse? 9.
Have you seen his new Japanese motorcycle? Have you seen his new Japanese motorcycle?
10. Have you seen the glittering chandelier on the ceiling? Have you seen the glittering chandelier on the ceiling? Pattern 219. Have you heard?
I met Lisa by chance this morning.
Did you? Have you heard she's expecting?
No, I haven't, and I couldn't tell she's expecting.
You don't have sharp eyes. 1.
Have you heard John got hurt? Have you heard John got hurt?
2. Have you heard whom they hired? Have you heard whom they hired? 3.
Have you heard about the 7 wonders of the world? Have you heard about the 7 wonders of the world?
4. Have you heard she's expecting? Have you heard she's expecting? 5.
Have you heard Mr. Reynolds retired? Have you heard Mr. Reynolds retired?
6. Have you heard him sing gospel songs? Have you heard him sing gospel songs? 7.
Have you heard about techno-science? Have you heard about techno-science?
8. Have you heard Miss Jones gave birth to twins? Have you heard Miss Jones gave birth to twins? 9.
Have you heard your favorite idol group broke up? Have you heard your favorite idol group broke up?
10. Have you heard how much the CEO makes in salary and bonuses? Have you heard how much the CEO makes in salary and bonuses? Pattern 220. I'm sure that... Where on earth are we, Hank?
All I know is that we're lost somewhere in Yosemite National Park.
I'm terribly chilly, hungry, and exhausted.
Hang on, I'm sure that we'll be rescued.
1.
I'm sure that my ID was stolen. I'm sure that my ID was stolen.
2. I'm sure that this cardigan won't fit. I'm sure that this cardigan won't fit. 3.
I'm sure that they'll come back home. I'm sure that they'll come back home.
4. I'm sure that we'll be rescued. I'm sure that we'll be rescued. 5.
I'm sure that he is a womanizer. I'm sure that he is a womanizer.
6. I'm sure that he'll change the world. I'm sure that he'll change the world. 7.
I'm sure that she'll fall in love with me. I'm sure that she'll fall in love with me.
8. I'm sure that you're jealous of my career. I'm sure that you're jealous of my career. 9.
I'm sure that you'll be popular nationwide. I'm sure that you'll be popular nationwide.
10. I'm sure that he'll be nominated as the party's candidate. I'm sure that he'll be nominated as the party's candidate.